we're very committed to giving our students very practical experience in the arts, very hands-on learning.
There's certainly been a lot of opportunity to write music and have my music performed, which is really important.
We have a lot of performance opportunities that at a conservatory I would not be singing a lead at. Being able to perform a role as a sophomore and be like on the main stage is like amazing, a blessing.
Anything I was interested in, I could find a way to apply to what I wanted to do in the professional world. And so that I didn't have to limit myself.
We've also got brilliant faculty who are doing really interesting creative work. It's a really vibrant place. It's a very diverse place on JMU's campus.
So we bring all of this great expertise to our teaching in our classrooms. We're dedicated to our students sharing this kind of research and enthusiasm with them.
JMU is definitely intentional about helping students foster their passion.
So it's our synergy, it's our working together and dedicating ourselves to the undergraduate education.
Good afternoon. My name is Sheena Ramirez and I'm the Director of Recruitment for the College of Visual and Performing Arts here at James Madison University. We're so excited to welcome you to our Virtual Choices faculty panel today with faculty members from the School of Art Design and Art History, the School of Music, and the School of Theater and Dance. Whether you're someone who has been admitted both academically and artistically to the College of Visual and Performing Arts, someone who's looking to pursue a double major or a minor, or someone who really just wants to continue to have the arts be an important part of their life when they go to college, JMU is going to give you some really great information today, and we're very excited to talk with you. We have several faculty members here with us today to answer questions about what you might want to know about in our programs. We also have several of our faculty, staff, and students who are all eagerly awaiting to answer your questions in the comments section. So I encourage them to say hello, to introduce themselves today during this conversation. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce our faculty panelists. We'll be having today speaking with us here at noon, Professor Lisa Tubach, Professor of Art Foundations in the School of Art, Design, and Art History. Dr. Bryce Hayes, Associate Professor and Associate Director of Choral Activities in the School of Music. And Professor Suzanne Miller-Corso, Professor of Dance and Dance Coordinator in the School of Theater and Dance. We're going to go ahead and get started with some questions, but I'm very excited to hear the questions that you might have for our faculty members and for our students and faculty staff who are in the comments below. So we'll go ahead and get started with our first question for Bryce. Bryce, can you describe some of the performance opportunities for first-year students?
Thank you, Sheena, and thank you, everyone. Welcome. We're so happy to have you with us today. All first-year students will audition for all ensembles, and that continues throughout your degree. All of our undergraduate students audition every semester at the very beginning of the semester. And your ensemble placement is in consultation with your studio teacher. So you'll talk to your private teacher about what ensembles fit, and you will audition every semester for those ensembles. In your very first semester, this happens during your orientation Frog Week experience, just before the start of classes.
Excellent. Suzanne, would you like to chime in with some of the performance opportunities available for first-year students in the School of Theater and Dance?
Yes, with first-year students in dance, they actually get to be in the associate group dance ensemble, and they get to perform in the student dance concert. There's also the opportunity to perform in concerts, student dance concert as well. And for theater and musical theater, they have opportunities to perform during the studio theater productions as well.
Great. All right, Lisa, my question for you is, what kinds of art classes will art majors be taking in their first year?
Great question. And hello, everyone. Our students take foundations classes that include studio-based or art and design-based classes that are intended to develop skill sets across the board, basically. And so drawing and drawing 2D design and color theory, 3D design, which preps students for a whole range of experiences with three-dimensional form or developing sculpture and other iterations. And then there's also art history requirements as well for foundations. And throughout the classes in foundations, students are introduced to contemporary artists and designers, as well as art history as a great foundation to push them forward. And I'm looking forward to talking more about that with people. So.
Fabulous, thank you so much. Suzanne, can you describe how someone can be involved in the performing arts as a non-major?
Yes, sure, thank you. Non-majors, they can audition for any musical or play and be a part of that. They also they have opportunities to be on the production and management side. They can work in shops, working on technical and design roles in production. So there's a lot of opportunities for non-majors in the performing arts as well.
Very good. All right, Bryce, would you like to add anything about non-major performance opportunities?
Sure, certainly. There are lots of opportunities within the School of Music for non-majors to be involved in ensembles. And that can be done both at the auditioned level and at the non-auditioned level. So we recommend that you take an audition if you are a non-major. However, if you don't want to audition, there are opportunities to be involved in ensembles, both instrumental and choral ensembles that are non-auditioned.
Great. We've got some questions coming in from our people on Facebook and on YouTube. The first question that we have comes from Dewan, and this will be a music question. So Bryce, could you explain the Music and Human Services minor?
Great, it's a great question. It's a wonderful minor that talks about how students can use their skills in music performance, music education, entrepreneurship, and community engagement to serve students in diverse populations. This is a great minor for the students who are interested in potentially pursuing a career that involves more community engagement. And that could be a career that involves music therapy as well. And it aligns very well with music education.
Great answer. This question, still from Dewan, but I'd like to direct it to Lisa this time. Is it possible to minor in two different areas in the school, in the visual and performing arts areas?
That's an interesting question. Yes, it is. If in fact you are a studio art major, let's say, and you want to minor in art history, that's a definite possibility. It kind of depends on the major track that you're pursuing. Ultimately, I would say that's an important thing to check out. And of course, I can provide anyone with contact information as far as the area heads who can really explain that even further. So,
yeah. And I would like to add that we have students who are majoring in the performing arts who have additional performing arts minors. We have students who are outside of the College of Visual and Performing Arts who are maybe like a business major or a math major or English major who are doing minors in the College of Visual and Performing Arts. And we definitely do have students who are doing double minors, sometimes double minors within the visual and performing arts. I had a student once that was a theater major with a dance minor and a music minor. So I know there are some students who pursue that route, but there's a whole range of different minors that we offer here at JMU, including very popular minors for our students within the College of Visual and Performing Arts in outside areas. So you can definitely pursue, if you're a music major, you could do an English minor or an entrepreneurship minor, or be able to pursue areas outside of your interest in the visual and performing arts as well. All right, here is another music question that we have coming in from Olivia. So Bryce, and this will be a good one as well to ask in the 6 o'clock session, but how can Olivia sign up for the Marching Royal Dukes?
Yes, Marching Royal Dukes is a great opportunity for both majors and non-majors to be involved in a music ensemble in their first semester here at JMU. The Marching Royal Dukes have a web page that will describe all the details. It will all be very clear. I spoke on the phone yesterday to Scott Rickers, who's the director of the Marching Royal Dukes, and he says the web page is ready to go, and it should have all the information about how to sign up to be a member of the Marching Royal Dukes.
Yep, so that's www.jmu.edu/MRDs, I believe. It might be MRDS or MRD. We'll put that in the comments section when we're answering questions there for the website. All right, this is a question that is coming in from This is a question that's coming in from Jonathan. We've got a lot of music questions coming in today. Jonathan, your question was for the AP Music Theory, what are the necessary scores and sub-scores to exempt out of the Theory 1 curriculum? So Bryce, can you add a little bit of insight on that question?
Yeah, absolutely. A 5 on the oral skills portion of the exam will exempt you out of the first semester of the oral skills curriculum, and a 5 on the written portion of the exam will exempt you from Music Theory 1.
That's pretty clear. That's great. All right, another question that we've received here is a visual arts question. So perhaps Lisa could answer this one. What benefits does JMU's visual arts program have over an art institute?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I would say one of the great strengths that JMU provides for our students is the fact that they also take a number of classes across campus and really experience a range of disciplines, because in the art world and in design at this point, everything is so incredibly interdisciplinary, and there's a lot of collaboration. And so I have students who are very often getting a major in the visual arts but are minoring in biology, or they have these kind of connections that are actually taking them in a direction that's very much a part of contemporary articulation of ideas at this point in the art and design world.
Yeah, that's great. And Suzanne, I'd like to maybe pass that same sort of question on to you. Maybe if you could describe a little bit about how our theater and dance programs are different than the conservatory model, which is what you see in the performing arts.
Great. I would say the same thing as Professor Tubak said, that being more well-rounded, that you're able to take classes outside of your discipline that actually inform you as an artist and make you a just broader and more creative artist, so that the ability to take classes in math and science and English and look at it from different perspectives, and how do you bring that into the classroom. We have a class right now, it's called Dance Theater 250. It's sophomore studio, where students collaborate, the musical theater, and dance, collaborate all together to create work. And it's not just within their discipline, looking from the outside, bringing it in.
Wonderful. I have another music question here from Eric, and this is specifically asking about what the kind of repertoire that will be used to be selected for an ensemble. Will it be things that the students are familiar with? Will it be sight reading? Will it be pieces that they are asked to prepare with maybe a week or two notice? And how long will they have to be able to prepare for those auditions?
It's a great question, Eric. And I would say it varies a little bit in the different areas between the orchestral, the wind ensembles, the jazz ensembles, and the choral area. Choral is my main focus, so I will say we do a combination of all of those. We ask students to bring a piece from their own repertoire they are working on. There's a prepared choral excerpt that they need to have worked on themselves, and then there's sight reading in the audition. And I think that's true across the board. The information for the prepared excerpt goes up mid-summer. So I would say around the middle of June, you can start checking on the JMU School of Music webpage, and it will tell you there, if you're a trombone player, this is what you have to have ready. And so you'll have 6 to 8 weeks to work on those prepared excerpts prior to the audition.
That's really great information to know. I have a design question here. So perhaps Lisa can help answer that. Can we talk a little bit about what the freshman courses look like for architectural design majors?
Well, architectural design majors take the foundations classes along with studio, along with industrial design, along with graphic design. We have a foundation structure that applies to all. And again, in those classes, they're learning fundamentals that are very applicable to pushing them forward to their architectural design studio, which the architectural design studio classes officially begin their second year of study. So it is important to get those foundations courses as kind of a baseline again before they launch. Obviously, we as faculty are very much in conversation with all areas, when you teach foundations, so that you have that connection with your colleagues who teach the upper level classes as well. So I hope that answers it.
Absolutely. This is a question for Suzanne, which is questions about when will the auditions for the plays and musicals happen? And this is a question from Kenzie.
Kenzie, okay, so musicals, if you're talking about the main stage production, that happens in November. And then rehearsals begin in December and then continue on in the spring. With plays, now they actually audition them in the fall for several different plays. So you're auditioning for all the different plays in the fall, and then I believe they have another spring audition for the ones in the spring. So they do it all together, and you get to sort of decide which one of those you want to audition for.
Okay. I'm going to ask a question to each of our panelists here. So we'll go down the line, and I'll start with Bryce. I would like to know what some of our students are doing after graduation with a major in your area.
Yeah, it's a great question. And the answer is very diverse sets of things, depending on what it is they actually major in. In music education, our students are out there teaching. Most of our students are working in K-12 education. And most of our students, all those who want jobs, get jobs within the state of Virginia or within wherever states they come from. In our performance related areas, our students go on to play in ensembles, they play in military bands, they go on to graduate schools at some of the best music conservatories in the country, and they work professionally in their field. In music industry as well, they work professionally in their field. So our students are out there, they are doing the work of being professional musicians with their majors from JMU.
That's great. Lisa, can you talk a little bit about what some of the career options are for students majoring in the School of Art Design and Art History?
Well, we also have students that are doing a wide range of activities depending on their major track. We have designers who have started their own design studios, whether that's graphic design, others who are going on for even more education, going further. But we also have a lot of students who are making their way as practicing artists. We just had a recent panel where one of them is showing in LA and in a variety of places. We're very proud of some of our studio artists as well, of course. And as Bryce was saying, the art ed area has, I think, nearly 100% placement of their students into teaching jobs in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So that's been a very successful track as well. Art historians, they are working at major museums in this nation. So it's been really exciting to see how the students have gone on their way and done a terrific job in the arts.
That's great. And Suzanne, can you talk a little bit about some of the careers and what our graduates are doing in the School of Theater and Dance?
Yes, our degree prepares students to either go on to graduate school or work right away in performing. In the dance area, students go, they perform in companies. We also have a dance education track. We have students teaching K through 12 in the public schools in Virginia and outside of Virginia. We have students who have their own studios, dance studios. People are doing certified in yoga, Pilates, people that go on to be physical therapists and then create their own cooperative dance companies. And then it's theater and musical theater. We have students on Broadway that go here, they do national tours, and then we have several right now that are on Broadway right now performing. Same with theater, they go on to do performing in plays. A lot of our students go on to New York, Chicago, even LA. We have students in LA that are practicing their art form. And one big thing that's great, that our students are finding ways to create their work on their own and have it produced. So that's another thing too.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that really sets our College of Visual and Performing Arts students apart is that they really do have an amazing sense of collaboration, and they're able to really create their own opportunities. They're able to find their own niche in the world by collaborating with people outside of the arts, by finding fascinating ways to combine their artistic passions with really viable career options. And in 2018, we took a survey of the graduating class of College of Visual and Performing Arts students. 93% of the students who graduated filled out that survey. And of those students, 99.5% had a full-time job, were continuing in education, or were involved with career-related activities within 6 months of graduation, which I remember going to. The president had a kickoff party that was in the Forbes Center earlier in the year, and he mentioned that the College of Visual and Performing Arts had one of the highest placement rates of all of the colleges, which really shows that our artists are doing extremely well after graduation, getting the skills they need to do their craft all around the world. So we're going to go on to a couple of other questions that we've received from some students here. This is a music question from Gabrielle for Bryce. She is a vocal performance major, and she's also interested in majoring in arts management. How do you think that those kinds of disciplines would work together here at JMU?
Fantastic question, Gabrielle, and many congratulations on your acceptance into JMU. We look forward to getting to know you. It is such a great, and it's such a JMU question. Our students want to do all the things because you are talented in multi arenas. And I think most of my faculty peers would say we are constantly talking to students about how to create the portfolio career that works for them. It is certainly possible to do a double major in vocal performance and in music industry. But the more majors, the more courses you add on, the more potential it is that could take longer than 4 years. It's just lots of coursework. There's also a music industry minor that you could add on to the vocal performance major. And there are opportunities that you can get some of those skills without necessarily having the double major.
Definitely. I know we have one of our CVPA student ambassadors, Yasemin Izafana, who is commenting on YouTube Live right now, and she has a double minor in mathematics and entrepreneurship in addition to being a piano performance major. So there's definitely opportunities to get that arts administration background as you're pursuing a program here at JMU. All right, this question is I'll go ahead and start with Suzanne. There was a question that came in from Abigail asking if there were any study abroad options for dance majors.
Yes, hi Abigail. Yes, we definitely have study abroad programs for dance majors. We have a London study abroad program that happens every other summer. It was supposed to happen this summer. And since it's not happening this summer, it will happen next summer. Students go and study for a whole month in London. They take classes every day. They're seeing probably 20 to 25 performances while they're there in all different types of art forms. And also, we also have a Russia study abroad program where it's arts and the healing, where if you're interested in how the power of dance helps people outside of the creative field in terms of looking at it from healing, that's a great program where you go into work with children in orphanages or people with, we have another program where people work with dance with the Parkinson's, people have Parkinson's disease. So it's looking at it from that perspective. So we definitely have 2 programs that run every other year.
That's really great. And I think study abroad is something that a lot of visual and performing arts students are interested in. Lisa, would you mind chiming in a little bit about some of the art study abroad options that are available to students?
Yeah, we've had some great ones. We've had programs in Vienna with Professor Tate. We have had programs in graphic design in London and also in the Netherlands. Painting related in France. There's just been kind of a wonderful array. So I would definitely encourage students to pursue that option.
Okay. And this is another question that I'll actually answer for students who are interested in the visual and performing arts. This question comes from Lance, and it asks, how are scholarships given out to incoming visual arts majors, in particular graphic design? And I could talk a little bit about the scholarship process. Here at JMU, we offer merit-based scholarships that are available for students who are considering majoring in the College of Visual and Performing Arts. So unfortunately, our scholarship options do not extend to students who are interested in minoring. And in order to qualify for a merit scholarship, there are a couple of criteria. First, students have to complete their supplemental application to the program that they're applying to. So those applications were on SlideRoom, and students had to fill those out when they were looking to apply to JMU. We also have an audition or an on-campus portfolio review process that is required for students who are interested in being considered for a scholarship. So if you're a performance major, then you have to attend one of our on-campus or our regional auditions. And if you were a visual arts major, then it would be required to attend one of our on-campus portfolio reviews. So if you are a student who has been admitted artistically to one of our College of Visual and Performing Arts programs, and you completed an audition or an on-campus portfolio review, and you submitted your supplemental materials through SlideRoom, then you are in consideration for artistic scholarship from the College of Visual and Performing Arts. We have awarded some of those awards, but as we continue to hear back from students who are making options about where they are looking to attend, we will re-award some of those awards as we are moving into the admission cycle. It's always a good idea to check in with the program coordinator. You can also check in with me, the director of recruitment here for the College of Visual and Performing Arts, to see if there are any lingering questions about scholarship consideration. All right. Bryce, you wanted to chime in a little bit regarding our study abroad options for some of our music majors, correct?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that there are also some fantastic opportunities, and we encourage our students in the School of Music to also think about study abroad. There is a summer program in Montreal that focuses on jazz studies. There is a program in Germany specific to opera. It's really fantastic. And there's a program in Italy that focuses on humanities and cultural studies. So these are great programs for our musicians.
Wonderful. Okay, we've gotten a few more questions in here. The next question is coming in from Maya, and she is a prospective graphic design major. So Lisa, she has finished all of her general education classes, and so she's considering a minor. What do you think would be a good minor to pair with some of our graphic design or our design coursework in the School of Art, Design, and Art History?
It's a little difficult to answer because I need to know maybe a little bit more about some interest areas. Because it could be pretty broad. I mean, it's always possible, for example, to pursue a minor in art history if you really have a there's a certain area of history that you're interested in exploring, and pairing that with graphic design. Obviously, there are other areas around campus too, other majors that could be really a nice dovetailing with graphic design. Just as a kind of a side note, for example, in our industrial design major, they actually have it kind of built into that major that they have some classes in business and they have more engineering oriented. In graphic design, there are a lot of options in terms of illustration and typography, and obviously some of the core stuff that can be considered in graphic design could always be potentially amplified with something possibly even across campus. So
I'd also like to mention there's a really neat book arts minor available in the School of Art Design and Art History, which is taught by some of our graphic design faculty members. So if you have an interest in sort of the history of graphic design, designing your own font types, building your own typography in traditional book printing techniques, then that's another program that could be of interest to you. All right, this next question is from Suzanne, and this is actually coming from one of our parents named Pat. She had a question asking about what kinds of classes her daughter might be able to take as a non-major. She's currently coming in as a kinesiology major, but has really enjoyed her time in dance competition and is looking for an outlet to continue here at JMU with her strong interest in dance.
Great. Hi, Pat. We get that question a lot. Yes, any JMU student can take almost any dance technique class that they wish. We have classes in jazz dance technique, tap, ballet, modern. Every now and then we offer ballroom dance. We also have yoga that your daughter could take, dance history, dance improvisation. If your daughter's interested in performing, although we don't have performing opportunities for non-majors, there are a ton of student clubs, dance clubs on campus that have a lot of performing opportunities, and even our majors participate in that, our dance majors. So it's a very successful group. So if your daughter's interested in dance, she can come join us and we'll find opportunities for her to perform if she can't do it with us.
I might also mention that after taking a few classes, we have a lot of students who are doing double majors in kinesiology and dance. So she may find that she wants to continue dance at a high level, and maybe she can combine her interest by doing an audition and even considering a double major in dance once she's a student here as well. Okay, it looks like we're going to be coming up here to the end of our time. So I have one final question that's coming in from Elizabeth. And this question is for Bryce. And this is a question about the music education curriculum. And it asks, what does the college path look like for education majors in music?
Great question, Elizabeth. In the first year, the freshman year, the courses are common in the School of Music for all the majors. So you'll take the same courses as the performance and industry students. In the sophomore year is when you are admitted into teacher education. And that's when the courses start to specialize. You'll begin to take your methods classes, and you'll begin to be out in the classrooms more with practicum experiences. That continues through the junior year, and the senior year, your final semester culminates in student teaching, where you will be out in 2 8-week placements out in the K-12 schools teaching for a full semester.
Yeah, and just as a point of clarification for our music education students, and this is the same for our theater education students and our dance education students, you're not actually enrolled in the College of Education. You'll be taking your education and pre-K through 12 certification through the College of Visual and Performing Arts. So you will receive that licensure upon graduation through the College of Visual and Performing Arts. All right, everyone. It looks like we're just about finishing up with our time here. It's gone by so quickly, and there have been so many wonderful questions. I'd like to take a moment to thank our panelists, Suzanne Miller-Corso, Lisa Tubach, and Bryce Hayes, for from the College of Visual and Performing Arts faculty members. We're very excited to welcome you here to JMU. I hope that you have a chance to follow our JMU Arts account on Facebook. We have content that we'll be sharing with you over the next few weeks, information about student stories, showing you our facilities, as well as some of our own student experiences on our Twitter account. We have student Twitter takeovers every day between now, we started in the beginning of March through the end of April, so you can really see a slice of life through our student Twitter takeovers. And we'll also be offering some student live stream Q&As starting up next week. So it's been wonderful to hear from our faculties, but we'd love to have you hear from our students as well. So we'll be holding those for the School of Art Design and Art History on April 8th, the School of Theater and Dance on April 15th, and the School of Music on April 22nd at 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Check out the choices, the virtual choices page for more information, as well as our JMU Arts Facebook and Twitter accounts. On behalf of everyone here in the College of Visual and Performing Arts, we are so excited to welcome you to our JMU Arts family. Thank you so much, and best of luck in these challenging times.